Hey, what's up guys, it's me again, and here's an update on the 1964 Dodge Custom 880. Today we're going to be replacing brake hoses, not brake lines, brake hoses. Should apply to a 60s Chrysler Saratoga, 64, well, Chrysler Mopar, Dodge, whatever you want to call it, or Imperial. Imperial should matter also. This is a four-wheel drum system. I bled the brakes on my car and it still feels spongy as ever. The master cylinder, I think I bought like 3 new master cylinders and they pretty much feel the same all the time. I don't think there is air in the system. So a couple things you kind of need before you get started on this job is penetrating oil. You need a couple line wrenches. You need a 5/8 line wrench. Line wrench is a must so you don't strip out the rusty lines that you got down there near the brake hoses and such. 5/8, and you need a 3/8. You need a 3/8 line wrench. So these are the 2 essential wrenches you'll need: 5/8 and 3/8. Remember, it has to be line wrenches or else you're going to be stripping it. I did forget to mention you need a couple pliers also, ordinary pliers, channel locks, and if you need the extra leverage for the long handles, a extra large channel lock. So let's get right to it and let's remove the wheel. After you jack up your car, of course.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it!
There we go. Set this tire underneath the gas tank for now. Now, as you see here, wheel is off, just like I said.
No shit, Sherlock.
As you can see back there, you have this line over here and that line over there. This is the 5/8, this is 5/8, and there's a clip back here. I think you can see that right there. That thing right there is going to be a bitch to get out. Pardon my French. The 3/8 line wrench that you're going to be using it on. And be sure to put enough penetrant fluid on both of these lines over here. Okay, so you're going to be taking your 5/8 as you can see, slip it on here. Oh. Now we're going to be moving on to the 3/8 solid line and the other 5/8 end. So with your 2 line wrenches, remember 3/8 and 5/8. There you go. Get it on that line and get your 3/8 on the line back here. I'll update you guys once I'm able to get it out. And last tidbit, remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. All right, I was able to get the line loose. Have a drop pan here. Just be ready just in case if fluid starts falling down like it kind of did over here. And once you got this line loose back here, actually kind of just tighten it back into place and start working on this little retaining clip that's hanging onto the hose here. So as you can see from down here, I am completely underneath the car, as you can see. So take your big ass channel locks or something reasonable, like maybe this size, you know, easy to grab, and just grab that clip with these channel locks and jimmy it out. I will update you guys once I'm able to get this out, because unfortunately this requires 2 hands and right now I do not have a helper with me to hold the camera, so yeah, that's a shame. I got the clip and it's a pain in the ass, as you guys are probably already aware of that by now when you're taking apart your hoses and lines also. Top left up there, I'm just undoing this line back here, the solid line, and since you remove that clip, you can now remove this hose from this bracket here. This is the bracket. It's attached to the frame. Now, this side. There you have it. One brake hose. Now we shall start, we shall do the front now, because the fronts are actually different than the rear. By the way, if you guys wanted a part number or something like that for this brake hose or Brake Best brand, the part number is BH24717, and that's for the center rear. Now, for the sake of dexterity, I already took it out. It was just pretty much sitting right here. You see that little cavity in there? That's where the clip fits into. Take your line wrenches, 3/8, right there. Take your 5/8, and then go on to the top right here. And I'll see you in a bit once I get it out. Now, while you're screwing this thing out, well, I got it out anyway with my bare hands. It kind of hurt, honestly. If you put a rag over this fitting, you can screw it out by hand much more easily without having to, you know, damage your hands very much. But take this out, and there you go. Now we have to do the other end down there. Right there. Now I'm coming around the corner of this drum here and trying to fit this 5/8 through here and just start wrenching on it until it, well, pops loose. After struggling for the with the wrench a bit, it's actually starting to come out. So when you remove the brake hose in the front, you should notice that this is a different kind of a fitting at the end than the ones in the back. Oh, just before I move on to the rear brake hose, I give a part number for the hose in the front. Brake Best brand. The part number is BH53540. That's for the front, by the way. I would prefer using Dorman instead. Yeah, very different right there. And the one in the front should have a copper washer, or, well, yeah, a washer on it to make a seal to the wheel cylinder. So when you're about to button up the new brake hoses together, make sure that the washer right here that was on this end here is not on the area where the wheel cylinder is, because if you get another kit and it has the same washer and then you stack the washers by mistake, the one that's stuck on the wheel cylinder, and you put a new one on this fitting right here, you could cause a substantial leak and might not seat properly. Yeah, screw that fitting down in there. Remember, the elongated end is in here. Now reconnect this hose here and screw in that line and reinsert this clip, and that hose is done. Bleed the air out of the brake system, and there you have it. Now we'll go to the rear and pretty much do the same as this front here. So we are going to be pretty much reassembling the rear hose also. Grab the hose. Okay. And the other side, snake it through that bracket and screw in that line back there. If you are wondering the order of events to screw in this brake hose here, is this side first, the threaded, the male threaded portion first, and then the hard line side. And you may be wondering, I'm just pretty much reassembling the old hoses? Well, because I have a custom order built steel braided brake lines for the rears and the front. You guys can use just regular hose. I mean, just the rubber, regular, plain Jane hose, whatever you want. But I'm kind of making the upgrade to go with steel braided brake lines. It'll give a firmer brake feel and have more responsiveness. I hope the information that you saw in this video was very useful. If not, thumbs down, well, whatever you want. But do thumbs up the video if it helped you, because it kind of helps me out and helps me get this kind of content out to you guys. So please comment, rate, and subscribe, and look at my other Dodge videos, I guess. Thanks.